Well, we got up at 6:15 this morning and we're all dressed and we're about to leave and go downstairs and meet everybody to take Olivia to her University of Saskatoon convocation to become a doctor. So Dr. Reese, our first grandchild to become a doctor. We have one more coming, that's her brother Jacob, and he'll be a doctor next year. He'll be a doctor in because he's taking his PhD in biochemistry at the University of Toronto. So Olivia, this is your day and we're right proud of you, that's for sure. I'm going to turn this off. How do I turn this off? Wait a minute, okay. I got it. I thought I had it. There. I got a really good picture of her.
Say Grund.
Is here.
Sorry, I'll start again. Hejero Ageni Elijah Omeni. Christine Elizabeth Orr. Arnold Chuk Wan Pak. Landon Arthur Perlett. Rochelle Alyssa Peters.
She's the next one.
I know.
David James Albert Flemmel.
She is.
Kristen Janine Pugh. Olivia Reese. Kali Marie Rio. Christopher David Roberts. Megan Linda Sander. Ashley Nicole Stahl. Danielle Marie Staranko.
I can't go fishing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Go down to Second Street. Maybe between 20 and 21st.
I'm getting you there, Bernadette.
I only see 3 people.
Amazing our classes.
Yes, Chris. Did you know that an average entrance age of just over 22 years, our class is the Chris youngest class in the history of the College of Medicine?
Wow, that's pretty impressive. As well, our class had an average of above 90% entering medicine. That's the highest entrance average in the history of the College of Medicine.
In addition, our class, wow, to have an average that high, you must have had a lot of answers to math, right?
That's true. And not just one or two of us, we all got all the questions.
I think at this point, everybody deserves an Arnold pat on the back.
I'm sure you're all Rachel, Peter, everybody's puns, so let's get on with the program here.
On that note, we have a long program planned, but each speech will be better than the last. I'd like to call up David Ox and Elaine Wildey to begin with the introduction of the class.
Just some notes for everyone in the audience. For the students, we ask that you stand when you hear your name called and remain standing until the end. To everyone else in the audience, we ask that you please hold your applause until the last name has been called. Thank you.
Spirit of the award goes to Carly Hoffman.
Colleagues, family and friends of the graduates, and of course the graduating class of 2015. Give yourselves a hand again. First, I want to thank you for inviting me to be your guest speaker tonight. It is a tremendous honor to be part of one of the biggest days of your life to date. I'm a pretty good judge of milestones. My preschool daughter is graduating from preschool next week, so I've got a pretty good handle on what big events are. Now, before I get started, I have one housekeeping item to deal with. Dr. Harding missed one award tonight. It's not listed in your booklet, so I'm just going to take care of it right now. This award is for the most understanding mentee. This award goes to the mentee who exhibits enduring patience, calmness and grace under awkward circumstances, and tolerance in the face of adversity due to an absent-minded mentor. This award goes to Tegan Moon. Tegan, you want to come up? While she's coming up, I'll just give you the background for that. I offered to take Tegan out for lunch for a final visit before Tegan heads off to BC for her family medicine residency. We had a wonderful conversation over a great meal. When the bill came, you know where this is going, I reached into my pocket for my wallet and all that came out was a handful of humiliation. When I realized that I had left my wallet at the office, Tegan had to pay. So this award recognizes your sacrifice. Thank you. Good luck, Tegan. Encountered in their careers and present them to you as some words of wisdom as you enter your residency. So I'm kind of off the hook. I collated all their stories and transcribed them and analyzed them and organized them into themes. My God, this sounds like my dissertation. The themes, I think, provide a window into your future realities in your residency and beyond in terms of the range of emotions and experiences that you will likely encounter. Hopefully they will serve as a reminder that you're going to be just fine. Alright, theme 1. Accept the fact that you won't be good at everything you do. Dr. Burbridge is a radiologist in town. He writes this story. We are all highly accomplished individuals performing at a very high level academically and clinically. However, there are times when one must face the fact that we can't excel at all things in medicine. This truth hit home for me on my psychiatry rotation. Dr. Burbridge continues, my task for the morning while being supervised by a senior psychiatrist who sat back in his comfortable office chair calmly dragging on his favorite pipe was to interview an emotionally and psychiatrically frail young woman. This was an awkward and clumsy encounter, and I found it particularly difficult and stressful. After an hour of to and fro, the patient had been duly dismissed and returned to the psychiatry ward. I eagerly awaited the assessment from my esteemed professor, as I felt sure that he would be able to encourage me and help me understand my strengths and weaknesses and offer insight upon how to improve my skills and knowledge for the betterment of mankind. Sound familiar? As I waited, exhausted but attentive, poised to take notes when he would espouse his worldly gems of psychiatric knowledge from the blue haze that encircled his font of wisdom. It's quite poetic, actually. However, I was soon to be left adrift in a daze of stunned disbelief when the words uttered by my learned colleague were, "You aren't very good at this. I think it's time for lunch." Okay, theme 2. Well, since we're dating.
I, on the other hand, am not dating Kyle, although I have tried to use the young family charm on him a few times. He has no response for that. Look what we could have had, Kyle. We could have been as cute as those two. Come on.
Maybe tonight's the night, Chris. But without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Kylie and Kyle, the class of 2015 valedictorians.
Two Kyles.
Well, thank you, Brendan and Chris, for that unique introduction.
When originally asked to give a valedictorian speech, I think I did what any medical student would do and pull out my smartphone to look up 2015 practice guidelines up to date about grading valedictorian speeches. When I found no results, I did what I routinely do when I need to learn something fast and looked on Wikipedia. It turns out that a valedictorian speech is also known as a valedictorian address, and it is usually given at the end of an academic career as a message to leave with the outgoing class.
The valedictory speech is supposed to thank, exalt, stimulate to action, to motivate. It's even to raise the graduation class to a higher emotional level. And finally, it's to say farewell to them, or I guess to say farewell to us. This is quite a role for a graduation speech to play. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Kylie, those are pretty big shoes to fill. I think we should just call the MCs back up on stage to give the rest of the speech.
And do that dance again. No, just kidding. I'm pretty sure we've already created some rules for this speech.
The ground rules for this speech were number 1, no William Osler quotes. Number 2, to keep it short and sweet.
Yes, and the third rule, to try not to miserably embarrass ourselves in front of 81 other extremely competent new doctors who deserve the role of valedictorian just as much as we do. Thank you for entrusting us with this important job. Kyle and I are both humbled and honored. However, after we left Wikipedia, we realized we still had no idea what we were doing, and that there must be some kind of a framework that we could use for this.
The Canada's rules, that's what I originally thought. The 6 key characteristics that we as medical students need to be to become a doctor, a scholar, a communicator, an advocate, manager, collaborative, professional. Although I'm not entirely sure our examples are as academic as the Royal College would have preferred, I think the closest thing I ever got to being a scholar was feeling completely overwhelmed at the academy level, learning the muscles of the human body was quite an accomplishment. Quickly forgetting it all after the exam on the other hand, not so much. Really, that overwhelming sense of, holy crap, what am I doing, has never really left me, but I've heard it gets better on July 2nd when we start residency. In all seriousness, I think I must have been doing something right. We were one of the highest matched classes in recent years, as well as the best. And probably, I think,
Oh, I agree, Kyle. To put my SMSS hat back on for one brief second and mention all of the tremendous advocating, collaborating, communicating, and professional representation across the country and internationally that this class has done, it is really quite impressive.
Dr. Margot Clever will be doing anesthesiology, University of Manitoba.
Dr. Michelle Kozar will be completing psychiatry at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver.
Dr. Mithim Kolaratna will be doing internal medicine here in Saskatoon.
Dr. Brendan Krishnarik, physical med and rehabilitation at the U of S in Saskatoon.
Dr. Krista Lajmodier will be doing internal medicine in Saskatoon.
Dr. Raynell Lang, internal medicine at the University of Calgary.
Dr. Stephen Lund, pediatrics, University of British Columbia.
Dr. Nicole Longmuir, family medicine
At the University of Calgary.
Dr. Martina Mudry will be doing general surgery at Western University in London.
Dr. Stephanie Nyberg, family medicine in Regina.
Dr. Arshvini Oligasagaram will be doing family medicine at the University of Saskatchewan in Saskatoon.
Dr. Adro Omeni will be doing neurology at the University of Saskatchewan.
Dr. Christine Orr will be doing anatomical pathology at Queen's University in Kingston.
Dr. Arnold Pack, family medicine at McMaster University.
Dr. Landon Perlet, neurology at the U of S in Saskatoon.
Dr. Rachel Peters will be doing family medicine at the University of Toronto.
Dr. David Clemmel, ophthalmology at the University of Alberta.
Dr. Kristen Pugh, orthopedic surgery, University of Saskatchewan.
not again!
Dr. Olivia Reese, family medicine at the U of S in Regina.
Dr. Kristen Rel.
Yes, I did, Brendan. I did a quick Google search on it. It came up right away. But something that people might not know is that Dr. Smith can recite the alphabet backwards in 3.4 seconds. It's quite impressive.
Wow, that's really impressive. Did you know that prior to being dean at the U of S, he was the associate dean of education at Dalhousie University, faculty of medicine?
Okay, Brendan, I think we're insulting the lovely audience here. I think everyone's done their research on Dr. Smith and knows a lot about his background. But I did some deeper digging, and I found out that in 1991, Dr. Smith turned down the starting quarterback position on the Hamilton Tiger Cats because he said, and I quote, "The only team I'll ever play for is the Saskatchewan Roughriders."
What loyalty. I had no idea Dr. Smith was so passionate about Saskatchewan. Chris, did you know that Dr. Smith launched a research program that included a $15 million fundraising campaign along with a chair in occupational medicine?
Thank you and good evening. Certainly on behalf of the College of Medicine, I'd like to welcome you all here tonight. First, I'd like to acknowledge that the University of Saskatchewan stands on Treaty 6 land. As such, we have an unbreakable bond with our First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. I want to acknowledge the special relationships we have with all Aboriginal peoples. It's my pleasure to be here tonight with all of the terms, and obviously the students are. But if you listen to that list, there's an enormous success in this class of competing for great residency programs across the country. Very highly competitive residency programs were captured by these students, and that's a testimony to what this class has accomplished. 60% of this class chose to stay in Saskatchewan for their residency, which is a big accomplishment for the College of Medicine, because in the past, we've been closer to 40%. Now, for the parents and the guests in the room, you may not know that actually program directors don't care if you're from here. They want the best students in their residency programs. And so the fact that The residency program directors that knew these students gave them spots in Saskatchewan is again testimony to the accomplishments of this class. Another great piece about this class, which we really only kind of added up in the last few days, is there are 10 Aboriginal graduates in this class. 10 out of 84 students on a percentage basis that is far and away the highest in the country. And even in an absolute number basis, we're pretty sure that's the highest number of Aboriginal graduates in Canada. So again, congratulations to members of this class. So going from a great class, I want to acknowledge a few special people in the audience who deserve their recognition for their role in your education. First, Dr. Larry Klein and his wife, Dr. Penny Klein. Through a generous donation, they have created the Regina Palliative Care Scholarship in Palliative Care, which will be handed out this evening. Second, for this wonderful profession, we are all in this together. Always hunger for learning, challenge, and growth, both professional and personal. Strive to serve people in everything you do, be humble, and in everything you do, be humble and generous. Be thankful for your family, partner, support network. Appreciate them, acknowledge them, and lean on them when you're weary. Provinces in the country, we are going places as a province. We are really going places as a College of Medicine. We would love to have you back as teachers, as researchers, and as care providers throughout the province. Keeping an attitude of compassion, learning, service, and gratitude have served me well, and my wish for you is that you will also see and practice these characteristics. I was reminded 3 or 4 times to bring the wine glass. So, in closing, I would like to offer a toast to you, our class of 2015. To the class of 2015.
I especially want to invite you to stay in touch with your classmates, your professors, and your college as you embark on an exciting new stage in your future training and career. Whether you choose to stay in Saskatchewan or pursue opportunities elsewhere, we want to hear from you throughout your career and actually throughout your lifetime. I know the college is thankful for the work of our active alumni association over the past 30 years. How many people in the room are alumni of the College of Medicine? Put your hands up, please. We have a few. How many are alumni of the University of Saskatchewan? We hope that you will be involved in the Alumni Association because it's intended to recognize the person in the graduating class who has epitomized your class spirit throughout medical school. This person is the friend to all who seems single-handedly to keep your class going through tough times. Through this award, the graduating class has an opportunity to say thank you to the person in the class who stands out as the organizer, the person who was involved in events, and who really contributed to class spirit. This award is a $500 cash prize and a 5-year membership to that awesome association I was telling you about. Now, since the students know this person much better than I do, although I know them as well, I would like to call on Hadal Al-Hadi, who is going to tell you about this person and present the award. Could you please come up?
Hi, I'm Hadal. I'm here to talk about the spirit of the class. This year's Spirit of the Class Award goes to a highly deserving individual. When nominated, classmates said she was instrumental in organizing a myriad of social activities for our class and has thus kept the class connected, and that she was a perpetual social rep, always smiling, laughing, and being involved, and always having a great spirit. A true representation of our class and how involved it should be. People who have known her over the years can see what a light she brings to those around her. Her passion for integrative medicine and the initiative she took to pursue it were admirable and inspiring. She founded the U of S College of Medicine Integrative Medicine Interest Group and organized unique and successful events surrounding integrative medicine. She was also the social rep for 2 years, heavily involved in the SMSS, bringing ideas to life and making it an incredibly fun experience. She also happens to be warm and welcoming, opening her home to our class for many celebratory